hot yoga problems. Ow, I got them. Oh. Come on, man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yogi practitioners, Raff's Brain listeners, my tens of loyal fans across the land, thank you for tuning in for another episode. Today, I was reminded about a perpetual problem. This is like a constant, ever-present challenge that we all face in life, and yoga is just a great reminder of it. But let me set things up first. You know, I'm an early yogi gets the pose, early bird gets the worm sort of guy. That's how I roll. That's what I do. That's my modus operandi. So that usually just happens regardless of who's teaching. And this is a great evidence of it today. We had a substitute teacher today, my friends. And this was, unlike other substitutes in the past, a new substitute, new to me. It was a male instructor, and he was quite adept. And he basically murdered the class. But that was all right. It happens. Isn't that what we actually expect to happen? When you sign up for this, you just want to get destroyed. It's a very fascinating business model. Here's a bunch of money. I'm going to come in here voluntarily at set periods of time throughout the day, whenever it's convenient for me to swing by and just get punched in the face with the reminder of my sloth. Oh. No, but what I wanted to get into here was every yogi's different. Every instructor is going to handle things slightly nuanced. Even in, like, say, Bikram or Journey to Power class, where all the poses are predetermined, you still have nuances, intonation, pacing, and also, like, their color commentary. Every yogi's got a different vibe, you know? Every yogi's got there are some phrases that I think transcend the yogis, regardless of their tenure, gender, or whatever other categories we want to put people in. Things like, don't forget to breathe. That's actually not so common in yoga class, thank God. It's more like your fitness classes. And it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to forget to breathe. But there is an important element of yoga, which is all about connecting breath to movement. Inhale, exhale. And so there's a perpetual reminders. The one that I think is most common, I'll have to hear what other people think about this. The most common refrain in any hot yoga class, in my experience, my decade plus of hot yoga practice, is whenever you're in a forward fold and you're rising up in that very beginning, sun A, you got to come up one vertebrae at a time. Everybody's coming up one vertebrae at a time. And I'm really thinking about that. My C6, 7, 8, 9, 10, what other numbers are back there? Am I linking them up just one at a time? Am I going 2 or 3 at a time? Sometimes I'm like 6 at a time. Snap back. Oh. It's very difficult. But yes, that is a common refrain. Another one is toe heel your feet together. So whenever you're like, hips width distance apart, well, now it's time to toe heel your feet together. Toe heel or heel toe your feet together. And it matters, man, because if you start with the toes or the heels, it really does affect the situation. I don't know, I'm just making that up. But those are phrases I've heard. Anyway, that wasn't the purpose of this. The purpose of this was to just acknowledge my deficiency, I think, default sometimes, especially now that I've been doing yoga a lot. I go 3 to 4 times a week if I can. It's very easy to get into a routine and your mind's adrift. Maybe you're breathing rhythmically, but you're not really focused on what you're doing. And sometimes that's intentional. Often, I don't want to be there. My brain is like, why are you subjecting yourself to this torture? Just understand that time will pass. An hour is the same amount of time regardless of where you are. You could be sleeping, you could be watching TV, you could be on your phone, or you could be getting annihilated in a hot yoga class. All those seconds in an hour are the same, but our sense of them is much different, right? The elasticity of time is so apparent when you're under distress and torture chamber situation like I am today. So, nevertheless, I get into a routine, and once like the yogi calls the sun B pose, I kind of have a sense of where we're going. You can easily get in the default, and you just go without the call, the pose. That's kind of offensive. I think I upset the yogi a little bit. I was ahead of the curve sometimes, because I know we're going to halfway lift. I know we're going to open up into a warrior 2 to the back of the room or whatever. I know what's coming up, and I anticipate it, and I just kind of flow from the one thing to the next, and my breathing's fine, everything's on point, but I'm not waiting for the instruction, and that's kind of, that's not good. We got on autopilot. Yoga autopilot is the problem of the day. How often do you get in the class, you're going through the poses, sun A, sun B, core power, whatever, all of the different standing series, but your mind's adrift. I'm already thinking about what I got going on at work, what I got to have for dinner tonight. Oh, my sister's coming in to visit for a couple days, so I have enough food and plans arranged to keep them excited. It's just so many things. And I'm just like, then you suddenly have this moment when you do get focused and you go, oh my gosh, I gotta pay attention to what's going on in the world. How much of my life is just autopilot? That's terrifying. I was going down a dark rabbit hole there in class. I was thinking about, if I put my yoga practice on autopilot, halfway lift, forward fold, stand up, chair pose, turn to the right, turn to the left. Like, you just start knowing and you anticipate and you just do it without thinking. It becomes second nature. What's the word for that when it's like on autopilot? That's the modern word for it. Habitual, I don't know what you want to call it. Muscle memory, that might be a way of thinking about it. Your body just does the actions in a certain sequence. You're familiar with it, and you don't think about it. And that's, I think, an interesting indication that I've reached a level of competence that allows me to be minimally effective. That's a dangerous plateau. Many people, including myself, will probably just linger on that plateau forever because it's comfortable on the plateau. You just climbed a little bit of a summit. Maybe it's like a little increment, the first stage of anything you're trying to do. You hit the plateau and you're like taking a deep breath and you're enjoying the scenery. Like, yeah, I can do yoga, man. I can just flow. I know the sun A, the sun B, up, down, dog, blah, blah, blah. I got other things. I got spreadsheets. I got pivot tables. I got things on my mind. I can't listen to the instructor. What type of crap is that? I'm paying money and I'm not even going to pay attention. And this instructor, by the way, knows what he's doing. The guy's legit. Completely was doing a great job manipulating the people, physical in a appropriate manner, like correcting our moves and stuff. And then in Shavasana, he lifted my legs and dropped them down. It was pretty awesome. I was like, now I'm a complete zombie. That was awesome. I just wish we could extend Shavasana for like 10 minutes. I might drift off into sort of a semi-conscious state. With just a little bit more time, I could go into some really interesting dimensions of existence. And I really enjoy that. That's probably one of my favorite parts of hot yoga is the after effect. Because your body is just like subjected to this torture. Now you're coming down from it. You got some endorphins. You got some visions. You close your eyes. There's all sorts of colors. There's different blobs of various shapes and sizes. It's kind of like when you look at clouds and you see things. You can see things, my friend. After a hot yoga session, you're in Shavasana. You're laying there, corpse pose. You are communing with another dimension. it's pretty fun. I dig that part of it. I would like to just be in that state for a long time without having to do illegal substances, which I think is probably what most people do to get there. We're not doing that in this channel, my friends. Stay off drugs. That's what I say. Just say no. Nancy Reagan all the way. All right. It's been fun. It's been real. It's hump day. Hope you have a good one. Until next time. Namaste, mofos.